Hey, what's up guys? Terry here with TurboFitLife.com, back with another TurboFit Tuesday. So I obviously couldn't let the first TurboFit Tuesday as an ultramarathoner go by without just talking to you guys about my first ultramarathon experience. So I feel like I could probably do like a whole series of episodes about the ultramarathon experience, all of the training, like what I actually did for training, how I trained, who I trained with, what I ate during training. Then I could do a whole episode about fueling pre, during, after the race. Probably one all about all of the extra stuff that I did, like chiropractic, physical therapy, massage therapy, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, but today I'm just going to talk to you about the race itself and what that was like, because it was crazy. You guys, no joke, I feel like that ultramarathon was harder than the Ironman. And I don't know exactly why. Somebody asked me why, and I was like, I don't honestly know. I think maybe just because it's just running. But seriously, like by mile 18, I was dead. I was toast. I was on the struggle bus big time, just couldn't wrap my mind around finishing that. And that's like 8 miles less than a full marathon. And I have only done 2 proper marathons in my life. I did Chicago in 2013. And that was so hard that I was on the struggle bus big time. At the start line of the Chicago Marathon, I had I thought maybe I had a 10% chance of finishing the race that day. I planned on backing out at the halfway point and told all of my friends, everybody was cheering for me. I was like, hey, I'm gonna quit at mile 13 if I'm feeling like I don't wanna finish. So I did not think I was gonna finish the Chicago Marathon, but I did. It took me almost 6 hours, like 5:48 or something. Then I did another marathon in 2016, the Rock and Roll in San Diego, and that took me 5 hours and like 5:20, over 5 hours for sure, to do that marathon. Then I did, and that one did not feel that hard. I remember towards the end, like after mile 18 or so, then you have that uphill at the end of that race. That race is brutal too. Now that I've done a marathon with like a mountain in the middle of it, that uphill on the 163 doesn't seem as bad, but it still sucks during a marathon. But during that one, like I remember being pretty happy through most of it. Towards the end, like mile 18-ish maybe, I don't remember what mile it was, I couldn't stop running anymore. Like if I stopped at aid stations to walk, starting back up running was torture. So I guess it was painful. I guess marathons are just always painful. And then during the Ironman, I don't remember being sore at all. I know I was, like, obviously, but I just remember feeling, maybe it was just the energy or something of the day of knowing I was going to finish an Ironman. But I was just running, and my goal was to catch my friend, and I caught her like with 4 miles to go, and then we were able to walk the last 4 miles together, just stroll, legit chit-chatting, strolling, talking, hanging out, just normal walk. And surely we were in pain. She said I had bad blisters afterwards. I have blocked those out of my memory. I don't even remember having blisters afterwards. I was like, I never get blisters. She's like, yeah, you do. So I don't know. Apparently I got bad blisters. But yeah, I feel like the marathon for the Ironman wasn't that hard. Like I wasn't running that hard. I did still have my plantar plate tear that I'm still dealing with. So that hurt. So my foot hurt, but I don't know. I just stuck with my run walk intervals for as long as I could. And then I just walked when I wanted to and ran when I wanted to, and knew I was going to finish and never for a second doubted it. Once I started that run, I knew I was done. I knew I would be able to do that 26.2 in the amount of time that I had left before midnight. So I felt really good. So yeah, I don't know why this seemed so much harder. Maybe it's because it's fresher. Like Ironman's a year ago. So maybe a year from now I'll be like, yeah, that ultramarathon wasn't that bad. And then I'm gonna be like, Terry, go watch that video you made for TurboFit Tuesday right afterwards, because it was terrible. So we got so lucky. We had trained, like our whole training we had done. We went out to where the race was at Lake Hodges almost every single weekend leading up to the race. We trained out there so much. We had done tons of the lakeside, tons of the Raptor Ridge side, from the lakeside to the Raptor Ridge side. We had done all sorts of combinations. So we knew that course really well. Also, we did a half marathon out on the Raptor Ridge side 2 weeks prior to the race. So we had raced out there too. So we were ready. We knew what we were doing. We knew what we were getting into, but all summer long it has been so hot. So every time we ran out there, it was in the 80s at best, over 100 degrees at some of the points of our training runs. And we also trained around our schedules, and trying to coordinate 3 schedules is challenging at times, but it makes the training so much better. So it's totally worth it. So we did a lot of running in the afternoon instead of early morning, or we would like sleep in a little and start at 9 o'clock just to get used to running in the heat, because we knew we'd all be out there for close to 8 hours, if not over 8 hours. So starting at 7 a.m., that brings us in by 3:30 p.m. So we knew we'd be running in the middle of the day. So we figured, let's train in the middle of the day when we're going to be running. So we did a lot of really hot weather training. And race day, I don't even know if it hit 70 degrees out there. It was perfect. It was cloudy almost all day long. The sun would poke through and it'd get hot, but nothing like what we had trained with. So we got so lucky with the heat. So then you didn't have to stop at aid stations as much, you didn't have to stock up on as much water. You had to remind yourself to keep drinking water, of course, but it was great. It was perfect. So we got really lucky with the weather. So that wasn't what made it so hard. We went out running 12-minute miles-ish, 11 to 12 minutes for most of the first half marathon. And for me, that's a little bit fast for what that terrain was, but not like ridiculous. But maybe it was just too much for that distance. So after the first half marathon, you hit the mountain, you climb up Raptor Ridge, you go around the ridge. It's beautiful up there. And as I was going up, I just couldn't run at all, any of the uphill, not one step of running. So that was a little frustrating. Usually when it's like just a slight incline, I could run that, and the downhills and the flats. There's a couple downhills and flats on the way out there. I couldn't run at all the whole way up. And then going down, my knees started hurting really bad. So usually I can make up a little bit of speed. So it takes me, forever to get up. But then you get to go down, and then I can run down usually. And that's like a smooth, steady, flat, like not flat, just not. The front side of Raptor Ridge is very rocky, like small little rocks. So it's a little more dangerous to run down it. But the backside is like super easy to run down. I ran down it all summer. Couldn't run at all. My knee was killing me. So that was frustrating. And then after that, I couldn't do any better than 40-minute mile for the rest of the day. I was just destroyed. That mountain destroyed me. And so the aid station, it's 6 miles between aid stations there. That was really tough, or almost 6, maybe 5.5, I don't know. Close to 6 miles between aid stations. So that's really hard too, just because it's boring, you need a break, and it just feels like a really long slog. So during that part though, I got to meet someone who's done over 70 full marathons. He's done a bunch of 50Ks, and he's 69 years old and just an amazing human being. So nice. He totally beat me in this race. Finished way before me. We were like back and forth, leapfrogging each other for a while, and then he just took off. It's like, that's cool, 69 years old. All right. Got to meet someone else when I was going up the backside of Raptor Ridge that I actually am friends with his wife and see him on Facebook all the time, through her. So that was really cool. I didn't even know it was him until we were like halfway up the mountain. So that was fun. And yeah, it was just tough. Once I hit that 18.5 mile aid station though, I knew I had enough time to like kind of just walk back, as long as that mountain didn't take me too long to get up and over again. And I got up and over it, and then I was like, all right, I got 6 miles to go. Well, no, at that point I've got like 8 miles to go, whatever. I knew I could just stroll it in and I'd be okay. So it was really hard, hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I don't ever want to do another 50K. I really would like to stick to half marathons in general after I do all the world marathons. Of course, LA, New York, Berlin, are the big ones I want to do. I'd love to do Chiba with Yumi, and maybe do Chicago again, because I love it, but we'll see. Anyways, no more 50Ks for me, at least for a long, long, long time, until I forget how painful that was. It is Tuesday now, and I'm still sore, and I have the worst blister of my life on my foot. So that was my ultramarathon experience. Yeah, don't ask me to do any ultramarathons with you, but if you want to do a 5K, I'm your girl. All right, guys, hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.